Yo guys, what is going on? My name is Alex, and today, yes, I am finally back with another video. Now today is going to be a different video, but I think you guys will like it. So today we are going to be talking about, or should I say, recapping Week 5 in the SEC football. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Now the first game that we're going to be recapping is probably, I'm pretty sure, the first game that was played Saturday, and it was Arkansas versus New Mexico. Now, Arkansas is a dominant team, but they aren't ranked. But they did have an easy matchup with New Mexico State, beating them by 18 points, with the final score being 42-24. My next game that I'm recapping was a pretty decent matchup, with these two teams being in the Eastern Conference of the SEC. It was Vanderbilt versus 21st ranked, Florida. And the final score was 38-24, with Florida beating the Commodores by 12 points, largely due to them being in the swamp. The next game that I'm going to be recapping is a sad one for me personally, because I am a UT fan, and we went up against Georgia, number 7th ranked Georgia, I should add. But I knew this was going to be a blowout. Well, I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. I knew it was going to be pretty bad for Tennessee, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad, with the final score being 41-0 Georgia. I mean, seriously, UT, I thought that you would actually put up, at least a field goal. So that means, in my opinion, that Butch needs to get out of there. And hopefully Tennessee can bring in a good coach, one that will do better than Butch Jones. Now we have Kentucky versus Eastern Michigan. Now, Kentucky is a great team, even though they did lose to Florida. But Florida is a very dominant team, and this one was a pretty easy game for Kentucky. They won, with the final score being 24-20 in Kentucky's favor. They allowed Eastern Michigan 20 points, but they still got the dub. Now, this game was also a very good matchup between two SEC teams. It was number 13 Auburn versus number 24 Mississippi State. But man, was it a blowout for Auburn, with Auburn winning 49-10, and that being the final score. I thought the Mississippi State will put up a little bit more effort, but Auburn still comes away with the W. Now guys, this might be one of the biggest upsets in probably all of college football history, with number 25 LSU, a dominant force in college football, going up against a smaller college in Troy. Now guys, this was LSU's homecoming, and you won't believe what the final score was. Troy ended up beating LSU by 3 points. Yes, Troy, a small college from Alabama, beating number 25 LSU. Crazy, right? Now this game, South Carolina versus Texas A&M, was also a great game between two SEC schools. Texas A&M is probably the better team than South Carolina, but let's just look at the score to determine that. And even though I do think Texas A&M is better than South Carolina still put up 17 points, but Texas A&M ended up getting the win by 7, with the final score being 24-17. Now, the last game of Week 5 was probably the biggest blowout. Now, I know that you guys think that the Georgia and Tennessee game was a huge blowout, but this one was far superior. We had number 1 Alabama taking on Ole Miss. And yes, the past few years, Ole Miss has defeated Alabama, but this year was not the case. Alabama won by a whopping 63 points, beating the Rebels 66-3. And guys, one thing before this ends is that I'm going every week to tell you who I think was the SEC Player of the Week. And the SEC Player of the Week was undoubtedly Jalen Hurts. He was the leading passer and leading rusher for Alabama, having 197 yards passing and 101 rushing yards. Pretty crazy, right? So yeah guys, that's going to wrap up the video. Be expecting these videos weekly until the college football season ends, because, I'm a big SEC fan and I want to put more of these out. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Alex out.
Bring in the master.